All right, in this video, I'm gonna show you how I gained 15 pounds in 5 weeks. Let's go. All right, before we get in this video, I wanna clear a few things up. I am not confident that this was 15 pounds of pure muscle. In fact, I can almost guarantee it wasn't. But I do believe it was mostly muscle. And I have some evidence and some things I'm gonna show you that corroborate that. Take it for what it's worth. I don't have any incentive to lie to you guys. I don't sell any fitness products no more. I don't sell any clothing. I shut down my supplement company over a year ago. I don't do any endorsements. Anytime a company approaches me, I turn it down. I have no financial incentive to lie to you. I actually don't care what you do. I'm just giving you my experience. Take it or leave it. In fact, it probably won't work for you. I'm just giving you my experience, what happened with me. Now, before I tell you what happened, how I gained 15 pounds on keto, mind you, it was all on keto. We'll talk about that later. So about 5 weeks ago, I walked into my gym, Equinox, and I noticed they had what's called an InBody machine, where it takes your weight and does your body fat percentage and all that. I don't know how accurate these are. But when I first took it, I was 188 pounds, and it says my body fat percentage was 3.5. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not think my body fat was 3.5. There is a margin of error with this thing, I'm sure. I was just gonna use their body fat thing as a barometer. I don't think I was 3% body fat. 5 weeks later, I was 204. So that means I gained 16 pounds. But 15 sounds better for, clickbait. So 16 pounds, and my body fat percentage, according to the InBody scan, was 4.8. My body fat increased 1.7%. So right there, we know that some of it was fat. Now, I don't think that I'm really that low body fat. I'm just using it as a barometer. Another thing you want to take into account, I don't know how much of it was water weight. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do I think it was 10 pounds of water weight? No. Do I think it was 15 pounds of water weight? No. It was some fat, I'm sure it was some water weight. All that can really be gathered from this is that some progress was made. For me, sure, I've been a certified trainer nutritionist for over 20 years, but I am not saying that this, what I'm about to tell you, will work for you. I'm gonna get ahead of it. People are gonna say that I was on some sort of PED or something like that. I've not done any of that yet. I'm 38, so the day that I get on some TRT or something, I'm sure I'm approaching that time. But last time I tried to get TRT was a few years ago. And I went to one of those clinics, and they were like, nah, your natural test is too high. That was like in my mid-30s. I'll probably get tested again soon and see what happens, but I'm probably fine. I'm not even on TRT, none of that yet. So let's get into the protocol. But before I do, if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit it now. Okay, I really wish I had before and after pictures of this, but I actually didn't know the results would be this good. So I wasn't like documenting the journey every day. It wasn't like an experiment. I just saw the test 5 weeks later. I was like, that's pretty cool. But I do want to make some caveats. I had been bigger than this before and bigger than I am now. But when the quarantine got crazy and I just started focusing on business and other things, I wasn't strict with my diet or my training, and I lost a lot of weight. I'm naturally like an ectomorph. I'm like a skinny guy. So I just started losing a bunch of weight and I got really skinny. So maybe there was some muscle memory involved. So just take that into account. So there's 4 main components to this transformation. It was the diet, the training, the sleep, and the supplements. And I think they were important in that order. Let's start with the diet. I did a keto-ish diet. My calories were around 2,500 and 3,000 every day, like somewhere around there. My protein was actually super high, like higher than you're supposed to do traditionally on keto. I got 300 grams of protein per day, and I made sure I hit that every day. Now, I know a lot of you nerds are saying, hey, you don't need that much protein to put on muscle. I'm like, bro, I get it. Most studies say you need between 1.6 and 2.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. However, I did come across some research on examine.com where they had some studies that showed if you got 3.3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, you wouldn't gain more muscle. But a few studies on examine.com showed that when you got 3.3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, they were able to put on the same amount of muscle, but with less fat. So when I did that math, right? That equaled about 300 grams of protein a day for me. So I was real strict about that. Now my fat was kind of low for a ketogenic diet, and I'll explain why in a minute. I kept my fat between about 130 to 150 grams of fat per day. And my net carbs were always under 50. I probably averaged around 30 a day. Those aren't the exact keto macros. I've been doing keto for a long time. In my first year and a half doing keto, I actually tested my ketone blood levels every day, twice a day, right? And I just noticed that I could get way more protein and still stay in ketosis. So for me, it was just about staying in ketosis. So I can get way more protein than maybe most people can. I have no idea why. Some of you might be thinking, why do keto at all? Or why keep your carbs low? Why? You don't need to be in ketosis to build muscle, burn keto, blah, 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 blah. It's all about macros, all about calories. Sure, bro. Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah. Honestly, I just do keto because I feel better. When I first started doing keto, it was because my cholesterol was really high. I went to the doctor, my cholesterol was high, and they wanted to put me on some statin drugs. And it runs in my family, high cholesterol. And I was like, nah, I don't want to be on statins. They have a lot of side effects like dementia, low testosterone. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. But I had read research that the ketogenic diet was known to actually lower people's cholesterol. So I was like, let me try that instead of these drugs. My cholesterol actually got lower. I don't know if that's gonna work for you or anyone else. This is not advice. Again, I don't care what you do. But more importantly, I felt better. I had more energy. I could think more clear. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like this. Now I kind of feel like crap when I eat a lot of carbohydrates. So I just stay on keto, and I wanted to bulk on keto because I feel better. When I eat a bunch of carbs, I get tired. If I keep my calories high on carbohydrate diet, it's like a chore to eat all that food. I don't feel good when I do it. And that's just me. Maybe you feel great, man. So go ahead, eat your carbs, man. It's all good. Do whatever works for you. Now let's talk about the training. Like on paper, what I'm about to say is gonna look like it's not gonna work. And you guys are all gonna think I'm a crazy person and delusional. And you're gonna look at this protocol and it's probably gonna look like the stupidest thing in the world. And maybe it is, but I'm just showing you what I did. So I did full body workouts 5 to 6 times a week. The only day I took off was Sunday. Sunday's when I hang out with my son. I just kick it with him all day. It ends up being a cardio day for me. If you ever took a 3-year-old to the park, you know what that's like. It's kind of like guarding Steph Curry. It's like a beautiful nightmare. Full body workouts, 5 to 6 days a week. So instead of an hour workout, I would break them up into 20 to 30 minute sessions. So 2 20 to 30 minute workout sessions a day. And it went kind of like this. AM, it was the same every day. I did front squats, overhead press, chin-ups, 4 to 5 sets of each. I would do it like a circuit. So I'll do the front squats, right? I had this built in my home before quarantine, right? So I'll do front squats, overhead press, chin-ups. And I do front squats and the overhead press with the same weight, and I would just adjust the reps ranges accordingly. I would stop 1 or 2 reps before failure. Like I knew I had like 1 or 2 in the tank. And that's the key when you're doing like high frequency like that. That's the key to not go to failure, actually. And I would do that, and I would just run that circuit over and over again. That was the morning. PM, I would always start with calves, because calves is like, a weak point for me, so I would work on my calves. I would do rack pulls, because I think they're just a real good exercise for back. Incline flies, followed by incline press, because I need to work on my upper chest. That's another weak point. Basically, the second workout, I was just kind of hitting like my weak points. Sometimes I would have to miss the morning ones for whatever reason. Sometimes I would have to miss the PM ones. Sometimes I'd miss the whole day. So basically my rest days were based off what life threw at me. It's kind of a beauty of doing full body workouts. When you're doing in that kind of frequency, I wait till life makes me take my rest day. Now the third component was sleep. I slept between 8 and 10 hours a night. I have a theory, this is some more bro science. I'm just throwing out bro science. Everything was bro science until somebody proves it, right? But I have a theory that most people who are overtrained, I think they're more under-rested. They're under-recovered than they are overtrained. You gotta think pro athletes like Roger Federer, the tennis dude, you know what I'm talking about. He sleeps 10 hours a night. Serena Williams sleeps 10 hours a night. LeBron James sleeps 10 hours a night. There was a study done with collegiate basketball players. that showed that their shot percentage went up when they slept 10 hours a night. I know you're thinking, hey, how am I gonna sleep 10 hours a night? I got this. Listen, this is not advice. I'm just telling you what worked for me. If you can't sleep 10 hours a night, then you just won't work for you. Maybe none of this will work for you. I'm not even saying it will, bro. Matter of fact, I wanna go on record as saying that none of this will work for any of y'all. I slept between 8 and 10 hours a night, and I felt really good about it. I would just go to sleep early. That's my thing. I go to sleep early, and I don't set an alarm. I just go to sleep early enough that my body just sleeps as much as it needs. I started doing that when things started, you know, the thing that shut down the world. I can't say it because of the YouTube algorithm. You know, the thing that went around, it came from that other country and it shut down the whole world. People had to go to like the hospital. Can y'all say hospital on YouTube anymore? I don't know what you can do or not, but I just wanted to keep my immune system up. And you know, sleep is one of the best ways to prevent illnesses. Can I say illnesses? It was more for that than it was for the gains, but I'm sure I probably needed more sleep with all the training I was doing. And lastly, supplements, nothing crazy. Again, I just took some pre-workout. Who cares what kind? Don't ask me what brand, who cares, right? I don't do any endorsement deals with anybody. People send me stuff all the time. Some of them are good, some of them are fine. I don't think there's one crazy pre-workout that's gonna make you better. They're all okay. So I took pre-workout 1 or 2 a day. I don't know if that's healthy. I had 2 pre-workouts, sometimes 3. Sometimes I just take it before I work, like pre-work, like at the computer. It's not advice, it's not advice. Then I would take creatine. I took between 10 and 20 grams a day and lots of whey protein. What's the best whey protein? The question, like, it doesn't matter. I just get some kind that were already like made. I just buy boxes and boxes of it from Amazon, and that just helped me hit my macros. And it's important, don't ask me exactly what I eat. A lot of questions people have like, what exactly were you eating, where do you eat? I just hit the macros. That's important for me, just hit the macros, right? That way I can still go out. So like I would go out with my girl, we would do stuff, you know, I go out with my friends, and I just, you know, I asked the waitress, yo, how much does steak weigh, man? Then I put it in my fitness pal. Sometimes I bring a scale with me, or, you know, I'm just trying to hit the macros. And the protein, not because whey protein is like magic or anything, it just helps me hit the macros. 300 grams of protein is a lot, and I'd rather not do it with food because it ended up being a lot of food. And it helped me keep my calories like kind of lower. That's the benefit, convenience, and the ability to get the protein without having to eat food. Because if you're like me, you don't like to eat a lot. So in conclusion, I gained 15 pounds. It was really 16, but 15 sounds better in the title, so that's what we're going to keep saying. I don't think it was all muscle. It was definitely a little fat. Some of it might have been water. I don't know how accurate that machine was, but I don't believe that it was nothing, right? There was definitely some progress made. Maybe I could have had a different protocol. I'm sure if I had a more structured weightlifting protocol, I might have better results. Maybe if I ate carbs, I would have gained more muscle. This would work for me. I felt good the whole time. I didn't feel like I was, you know, when you bulk and you just feel like, oh, all the food, I didn't feel like that at all. I didn't feel bloated. I felt phenomenal the whole time. And I made some progress. It's not advice. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just gave you the whole breakdown for free. There's nothing else you need to know. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment below. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to hear about. And follow me on the gram. Follow me on the gram. It's King Keto. Keep up with my adventures there. I post there every day on my story. So holla at me, man. All right, peace.